Alice, just explain to us this court's ruling. Is this the last legal hurdle, the last opportunity that these two men have to challenge their convictions?
Well, actually, this is a challenge on the technicalities of the law, something that a lot of legal experts here and the Attorney General's office have always said would not have affected their imminent or their upcoming execution anyway. But what the court is essentially saying today is that it doesn't have any authorities to rule on the clemency rejection by the president, because clemency is the prerogative of the president. And the lawyers of the two Australians on death row used it as last-ditch appeal to try to avoid the execution. But at this point, I have to say that with this court decision, it doesn't mean that Andrew Chan and Mayuran Sukumaran will be executed imminently. And that's because the Attorney General has always said that the 10 drug convicts who will be next executed, they will be executed together. And in the last few weeks, many of them have tried to challenge, have filed judicial reviews, have tried to find some other legal avenues to try to postpone or avoid the executions. And until all of those procedures are exhausted, Indonesia doesn't seem to want to execute any of these 10 people.
And Alice, we heard from Phil Mercer in Canberra about the anger and dismay likely to be felt, and that already has been felt over these two cases. But that seems to have fallen on deaf ears as far as the Indonesian government's concerned.
That's very much true. I mean, even though the executions now don't seem to be that imminent, it's hard to see how the Indonesian government will back down from their plan to execute these drug convicts. And that's because Indonesia has always said that the problem of drug addiction and drug use is in the emergency level in the country. So Indonesia wants to be tough on drugs, and many of the, as Phil mentioned, many of the efforts that Australia has put into trying to avoid the executions for Andrew Chan and Mayuran Sukumaran had actually sort of backfired and has angered the Indonesian officials who feel that Australia tried to interfere with the legal process here. So it seems at this point, even though the executions are not imminent, eventually it will happen.